Hey y'all, now you tuned into a edition of build your own computer tutorial. I want to show you how to build your own computer. Alright, what we have here, first you're going to need this is the chassis right here. This is the case that is going to go in. This is the motherboard. You're going to need that. And when you're choosing your motherboard, you got to make sure you buy the right socket size that's going to fit your processor. So for example, I got a socket LGA 1150, and when you buy your processor, you got to make sure the processor is compatible with the same socket size, because the processor is gonna sit in the motherboard. So this is the processor, and it's compatible, like I said, with the LGA 1150 size motherboard, and you see it right there. So that's the processor. That's an i7 processor. This is the RAM. You got to make sure the RAM is compatible with the motherboard also. This is DDR3 RAM. So look on this box, it'll say that this is compatible with DDR3 RAM. Exactly. Memory slots is DDR3. So when you buy your RAM, make sure your RAM is compatible with your motherboard also. So this is 16 gig RAM. This is two chips, 8 gigs each, 16 gigs. That's going to make it run pretty fast. This is the power supply. It's a 1000-watt power supply. I went with the most power because I'm going to have a lot of components in there, so I want to make sure I got a lot of power, enough power to support all the stuff I have in there, so it won't burn out on me. And this is the hard drive. This is a 3 terabyte hard drive. I went with high storage space because all the files I'm going to be putting on there, I'm going to be putting a lot of movies on there, so I got to make sure I got enough space to hold all that. Alright, now let's get started. Alright, first thing you do, depending on what kind of chassis you get, you know, a lot of them are different. They're all different, but this one pretty easy to open. You just got 2 thumb screws in the back. You screw it off. There it down. And it slide right off. Already comes with a system fan, well, 2 system fans. This is one in the back, this is the one in the rear, and right there, that's the one in the front. And it comes with some hardware too. These are all the cables, Molex cables, ribbon cables, cables to the fan, for the fan, all that stuff. These right here, these are the audio cables. This is for like, all these are like for the front panel connections. This right here, this goes into the motherboard. This activates the microphone or jack or the headphone jack in the front, or the audio jack basically. And this activates the USB ports in the front. See, come on. See, this is for the USB port. When I put this in the motherboard, these work. And when I put this in the motherboard, is for these jacks. So that's very important. And most of the motherboards come with a layout of where all the connections go. But when we get to that, I'll show you that. Put that to the side. Alright. First, put the motherboard inside the chassis. And you put the motherboard inside the chassis. Make sure the backside connections line up with the hole in the back of the chassis. Make sure you line up the screw holes correctly also. Alright, it's in there snug. Now, next we're going to do the processor. The processor comes with a heat sink and fan. This keeps it from burning out. This is the processor right here. Very important when you're putting this in, you gotta line it up with the grooves. Match all the grooves. down. Good. That's in there now. For the heat sink and fan.
Put your head in one of them. It's shiny as hell.
It's all good. Press it down. Turn them to lock them. Okay. Now, before we forget, let's connect all the front panel connections. Now we're doing all the front panel connections. The front panel connections are labeled on the motherboard itself. So some motherboards in the past, I know I experienced it. It'll come with like a sheet and have a layout on the sheet, on a little map or something. But this has it right on the motherboard itself. It makes it a little easier. Alright, this is the power. So according to the motherboard, power goes there. These are the LEDs. So according to the motherboard, the power LEDs go there. Goes there. And there. Come on, get in there. Alright. Now what do we have here? This is the hard drive LED. Oh, basically the LEDs are like the lights, the light indicators. So when you turn it on, it'll light up on the component that's, you know, in use, basically. So that's what the LEDs stand for. And this motherboard have hard drive LED. Yep, right there. Right there. Right in front. Right there. Hard drive LED. That's the reset button. Reset goes right there in front of the power. It's so funny.
That guy that commented on your thing while I was saying.
Oh, man, fuck him. He's a hater. Okay, it seems like most of the front panel connections. Yeah. Now, what else do we have? We got HD audio and USB. Where do they go? Okay, audio goes here. Make sure you line up the pins with the holes correctly, because you don't want to damage the pins. Exactly. That's going like that. Okay. USB. Right there. Alright, now we got the motherboard. Now we got the power supply. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all, this is a ATX model chassis. It's an ATX model, ATX size. This is the size chassis, and this is the size motherboard, the ATX. And this power supply is for an ATX model chassis to fit into an ATX model. That's also important. So I forgot to mention that. Screws. Screw that up in there. Come on this side. Get that. Pretty self-explanatory. Just match the holes up with the screws. It's going to be 4 screws. Went into it. This cord right here, this is the main power cord. This goes there. You getting that? On this side. Okay, make sure that's snug in there. Alright. Now, hard drive. Let's connect the hard drive. Hard drive is going to go in this slot right here. Alright. Take one of the SATA connections. Connect it to there. One of these SATA cords. One end of the SATA cord to the hard drive. The other end goes into the SATA slots on the motherboard. Take one of the SATA connections. Connect it to there. One of these SATA cords. One end of the SATA cord to the hard drive. The other end goes into the SATA slots on the motherboard. The SATA slots is right there. Yeah, this is the all the SATA connections right there. Alright, next we're going to mount the hard drive to the chassis. Get it in the screw holes. Next, the RAM. This right here is important too. You see, these are the RAM slots on the motherboard. You see how they're color coded? Gray, black, gray, black. Those are the channels. Now, usually labeled on the motherboard, but by default, one is channel A and one is channel B. We're just going to call this one channel A slot 1, channel A slot 2. And this one right here, this black one's is channel B slot 1, channel B slot 2. Now, We're going to put them both in channel A. This one is going to be channel A slot 1. We're putting them in. Putting this one in. Make sure you line it up with the grooves. The groove right there. And there's a little lip right there. In the motherboard slot. Line it up. Press down till you hear the clicks. Same with this one now. I'm putting this one in channel A slot 2. Only time you use the other channels is when you're putting more RAM in and when you're maximizing performance.
You wet it?
Nah. Okay. Let's see. Got that. Check. Alright. We basically got everything. We got the power supply. We got the RAM. We got the motherboard. We got all the system fans. We got the hard drive. We got the processor. We got the heat sinking fan. And yeah, that's it. We ready to fire this bad boy up. So let me do a little more cable management. The cords on all over the place. Where my zip ties at? Get my zip ties. Pause that bit.
So how do you know that it works?
I'm about to fire it up now. Keep in mind, people, there's no operating system on there yet, so it's not gonna boot into Windows. Yep, I got my Windows 7 Ultimate disk in there, installation disk. So I'm about to fire it up and let's see what's going on. Got the hard drive LED, so we know it works. I just got a beep. It works. That's the boot screen.
Can you imagine Jimmy at that salsa club tonight? Oh my God. Trying to do that Rico Suave dip move. Oh God. The river dancer. Always
It's loading up.
crunches my toes. That would have been hysterical. Watch him try. Call him. Call him.
Take a look at this. That's how it looks inside
That you love him and you keep seeing each other.
when it's on.